Call it. Wait. Okay. I've lost 2 of these this year so far because every time I reset my PC, it just forgets what mic I'm using. Call it. Tails. Heads. Double it. You want tails? Heads. Double it again. Heads. Double it again. Oh. Heads. What do you mean that wasn't fair? Call it again. Tails. Heads. Call it again. Tails. Heads. You suck at this, dude. Call it again. Heads. And that's how the stock market works. Sorry. It's not just stock market, it's commodity markets, it's everything. Holy. We're so back. Oh, I actually wanted to show this first. Let me just get this pulled up. Okay. Now, I know it doesn't seem like a lot. Like what even is this? I mean, this is the game so far. Like this is all we got. I wanted to show off. You know, we solved a pretty difficult problem last night, but I also wanted to show how simple and like higher level some of this stuff is. One of my friends is getting into programming. He's getting into programming. And I just thought showing this off might, you know, be helpful to kind of show like the thought process of going through stuff. So in Godot, everything is a node. I can just make a new scene here. Oh yeah, also like whenever you're working on like a project, you wanna, and I really don't want to like tell people how to do stuff, but a big thing is organization. And so you kind of want to have like a default way you do stuff. In Godot, you have scripts, you have scenes, then you have like assets and resources. What's the difference between an asset and a resource? Honestly, it's up to you to kind of decide that. Most of my stuff ends up in assets, but there are different things you can put in resources. I won't go into all of them, but you kind of want to, you know, and it's kind of satisfying, like making everything cleaner. I have like some basic things from my Snake game that I'm just using for placeholders. But so like if you wanted to make a new scene, you know, new scene, we'll call it example. We'll make it a 2D scene. You can also make like a user interface. So like you can make a scene for a menu. You can make a scene for the HUD. You know what I mean? And so like user interface is like slightly different than like a 2D scene. And then there's 3D obviously. I'm still not too worried about 3D right now. I've done my fair share of 3D stuff. I don't really want to mess with it. I'll get there eventually. But so, you know, you just make it. You're like, oh, okay. Well, what's this? This is an example. It's just a base 2D node. And then what you're going to do, this is called a tree. You're going to have a bunch of child nodes with this being the parent. You might want to change what the root node is instead of a basic 2D node. Like for the ball, for instance, this was actually one of the problems I had. I accidentally made it a 2D node with a rigid body as a child. I don't think it made a big difference, but you definitely, like, we have it as a rigid body 2D, and it's just because of how Godot handles physics and stuff, right? The player itself is a character body 2D, and actually I did the exact same thing. I should probably make this the... Look at that. I'm glad I noted that. But so for example, we can just, I don't know, we can make a rigid body 2D, and then so these little caution things will pop up, which are actually kind of helpful. It'll say like, hey, this node has no shape. It can't collide or interact with objects. Consider adding a collision shape 2D or a collision polygon 2D to define its shape. So we can add a collision shape 2D to it. And now it's like, oh, a shape has to be provided. Well, where do you get a shape? Well, that's over here in the inspector. I know you probably can't see it that well. I could maybe make it a little bit. That doesn't help at all. But over here in the inspector, this is where like all the important little tweaks happen. You can kind of be like, oh, let's add a rectangle shape. And then bam, our rigid body 2D has a rectangle. Okay. Well, now I want our rigid body 2D to have a sprite. Cool. So it's a rigid body 2D node. That just means it's going to be like an object, kind of, that interacts with physics in the game. You have a sprite 2D, and you're going to need a texture on it. So I'm just going to load I got to delete this out of here, but this is like the base Godot thing. A lot of like tutorials will have you just kind of like move this guy around, rotate him around and stuff like that. But so like, let's say, I don't know, we just add this. Whoa. So this is our sprite, and we have the collision shape. I typically, like, you could, you know, like, oh, perfectly do that. You can also, like, scale it here. That's usually what I do, to just, like, get it just around it. You know, you'd make it, like, 1.1. Now it's, like, just around it. Just so, like, there's not any bumpage or whatever. If you want to do stuff right with this example node, what you're going to want to do, and again, like you, I'll just make this the parent. Where's the, oh, make scene root, my bad. So now our example is, you know, it's still example.tscn, which is just a scene file. But like we could rename this just example. Well, I'm just going to leave it like that so you understand it's a rigid body 2D. And so if we wanted to add something to this, we can attach a script. Now, what can you do with attached script? It's going to give you like a template at first, but you got to kind of, you know, there's so many functions and different things built into Godot that's really helpful. But then you can also write your own functions, which is really good. And we're honestly, I'm just gonna delete this. Don't save. Okay, so now we're back. So like all I have right now is a ball, right? We can delete that. I forgot that was even there. Probably gotta, I'll change that at some point. It's fine. The ball spawn. So this is like our main core area. It just has a basic sprite. You could also use like a color rect. I'm eventually gonna change it to like actually have like a design to it. So I'm just using sprite. Why did I add this stack body to? Oh, right, with the, this is just so for the collision walls, there's a shape to them. I forget exactly why I added static body 2D. I think it's just because the collision shapes have to have a parent to them, and static body 2D is just like, I hate to say it's like a workaround or like just something you have to put in so Godot doesn't get mad at you, but that's kind of, I'm guessing that's why I did that. We have our camera. So like you can adjust this, you can like zoom it, whatever, but I just have it on the center. I'm eventually gonna have the hoop right here, you know, the free throw line, 3-point line, all that stuff. And then what you can do is you take these different scenes and you can instantiate them in this scene. And so you can mess around with your player over here, you can mess around with the ball over here, and then you just add them to the scene. It's so helpful because you want to separate everything as much as possible, so that way when you, like this thing on my snake game, my main scene, it's freaking, the tree is stacked. Like you gotta collapse it, you got, right, like you can collapse this to make it like a little more readable, but yeah. And I just want to go over some of the stuff with the script, just so you don't think I'm like some mad genius programming in binary or assembly or something. I'm not. This is just for the player, right? We make variables that are constant, and so we assign them with const instead of var, because when you use var, they'll change. So we have like a speed, an acceleration, a friction. This is just so when you're moving around, it's kind of more like on a basketball court, so you kind of skid to a stop instead of just like hard stopping when you let go of the WASD keys. This push force, when I added the ball, it was just for testing, so you can kind of like kick the ball around a little bit, but it's basketball, not soccer. And then we have this variable held ball, which is null. And so all null means it's an intentional absence of a value. So you're basically letting Godot know, hey, this variable exists, and intentionally there's nothing in it at the start. And then you'll kind of see why later. But this is just for physics process. If you go to project settings, you can make your own inputs and then assign keys to them. So I have move left, move right, jump. I still got to figure out jump with the top down stuff and how to make that work. Move up, move down, shoot. And then, so you can go right, something like this. You assign a direction variable. And so you just say, hey, Godot, you check for inputs. Get the vector of move left, move right, move up, move down. If there is a direction that exists, right? This is all this means. If a direction exists, the velocity is going to be velocity, move toward, direction times speed, acceleration times delta. What's delta? Well, it's up here in our physics process function. Delta is basically 1 frame. So this isn't the cleanest way to do it eventually, right? Because like it's going to make it so if someone has a souped up computer running it at 500, 1,000 frames a second, they're going to move faster than someone who's running it on like a Chromebook, and maybe it's at 100 frames a second. You can limit the frames to make that work. So that way everyone's playing on like 60 FPS basically, so these won't change at all, but just something to keep in mind. So if a direction doesn't exist, skid to a stop. Also, usually you want to leave comments just for yourself so you know what you're trying to say, because when you look at a lot of code, like your brain starts to get fuzzy after a while, trust me. But so we're just gonna go, well, the velocity, you're gonna move towards a vector 2 of 0 at the rate of friction times delta, right? It does make sense, even though it looks like the worst algebra equation of all time. And this is our shooting logic. This is why Godot is so helpful. It has so many built-in things that when I was trying to mess around with C++, like none of this is in here unless you add a bunch of libraries. So if input dot is action just pressed shoot, which we assign in the project settings, and held ball exists, right? Right, so this is null. So it would need something not null in order to pass this condition. So we just have a default throw the ball up. And again, we'll get into the trivia stuff, but I just kind of want to go over this a little bit. Wow, we're 15 minutes in. I should probably go a little faster. So if the ball is being held and you press shoot, it's going to throw it up if you aren't moving. If that makes sense. So we assign a new variable, aim direction, equals the direction. If aim direction is a vector to 0 and velocity isn't 0, the aim direction is going to be the velocity normalized. Do I need to explain what normalizing does? I mean, I'm just going to say this. Returns the result of the scaling vector to unit length equivalent to y over y dot length. Returns 0, 0 if y dot length equals 0. T also is normalized. That's obviously a check for if it's normalized, which would, I'm guessing it would return a Boolean value. I haven't used is normalized. Incorrect if the input vector length is near 0. Whatever, dude. And then we add an elif statement. So else if the aim direction is a vector to 0 and the velocity is also a vector to 0, we're just going to shoot it up. That's like the default. If it's truly 0, then the aim direction is just going to be up. If you're not aiming anywhere but you're still skidding, it's gonna throw the ball in the direction that you're still kind of moving towards. If that makes sense. And then held ball dot throw aim direction velocity. This is just a function we have in the ball. Don't worry about it. And then basically we're just gonna put held ball back to null because it's gonna go through this whole thing. And then move and slide. This is just a base function that whenever you make a new script, it's basically going to be in here, or sorry, on a character body 2D for movement. This is just like the default. It's gonna run through to every frame and make sure to move your character and do everything within that frame that you told it to do, like up here and stuff. That's why it goes at the end. And then this is just for ball collision. We loop through all the collisions. Basically, we assign a variable of getting those collisions. We set a collider variable, and then we check if we bump into the ball in this loop. So if the collider is a rigid body 2D, which all I have right now is the ball, so I'll probably have to adjust this, but this is just what we're starting with. Check if the ball has the pickup function and make sure the player isn't holding it already. So if the collider has method pickup, right? And so actually I don't have to change it because we thought of that ahead. So if the collider has a method, which is just a function, pickup, and not collider is held, you can pick up the ball and the held ball will be the collider. So this held ball, right, we're just assigning it to null up here, but when it goes through the collision check, held ball is gonna be what we collide with, which over here is the ball. A helpful thing, you can export certain variables if you ever want to mess with them. So like up here, I can mess with throw power in the inspector if you just export it. You don't want to export too many things, but it's just like on the fly if you want to test stuff out. We just have some Boolean flags. Player, right, null, can be picked up. This is just a cooldown flag that I added because there was some weird stuff going on yesterday that I spent literally 3 hours on trying to figure out how to throw the ball. Pending throw. This stuff is because the physics engine was giving me a really tough time. So we kind of had to make our own, like, hey Godot, chill out kind of function. And we got to add all these variables. So this is our pickup function that we call right over here. Has method pickup. Well, the ball has a pickup method function, whatever. If we just threw it, so like if it can't be picked up, just get out of the function, return, leave, get out of here. But if it can be picked up, the ball is held. We set the flag to true. The player is the new player. That is the only argument in the pickup function. And so I don't want to keep going back and forth. I want to get to the fun stuff. But so this is, again, I was having so much trouble. This is basically just setting the physics so it doesn't collide with yourself when you're throwing it. It just like freezes the physics. You set freeze to true. The collision shape gets disabled. Like the physics get disabled. Sorry. Wipe the memory. Again, like this took so long to try to figure out, but it's really, really helpful because now I know that this is kind of how you do it. You set the linear velocity to a vector 2-0, angular velocity, it's nothing. Most stuff like this has to be a float. That's why like 0.0, you don't want to put a 0. This is our physics process. And this is just where the ball should be. So if the ball is held and the player exists and isn't null, we want the ball to be somewhere on the player. Right now it's to the right of the player. We could adjust that if you want to go right-handed, left-handed. I don't think it really matters. Maybe it'd be fun to add something. Like obviously you're going to be able to cross over and stuff, but maybe it'd be fun to have something where like, oh, you're left-handed, you're right-handed. But this just sets it slightly off to the side. You'll see when we test it. This is the throw function. If you're standing still, the aim, it just sets the aim direction, kind of like what we had before. Is held, gets set to false because we're throwing it. We double check the momentum, zeroed out. This is all the stuff from up here. Oh. And we say that the throw start position is the player's global position plus the aim direction times 80. The aim direction, it's going to be like, 1 basically to a max. So it's just going to like be in front of you by like 80 pixels basically from where you're moving. The throw aim, it's going to be the aim direction. Throw velocity is going to be the player velocity. Pending throw true. This was the old code I had. I should probably delete this, but just so I keep in mind not to do this. This is what was giving me some trouble. Player goes back to null. Now we wait for one physics frame. This is all this is. Await get tree. You're going to use this a lot for different stuff, especially animations. Unfreeze. So the physics can come back. Freeze, false. Collision shape, disabled, false. So it's going to be enabled. Can be picked up, false. And yeah, this is just so you don't throw it and immediately like grab it again. I'm just making a 0.3 of a second quick timeout, and then the ball can be picked up again. Might take some tuning, like if you're right next to the wall and pass it off or something. And this is for integrate forces. This was the ultimate workaround to the problem I was having. If pending throw false. And so this is why explaining stuff is good, because like at 2 a.m. when I'm doing this, I might not remember why I added certain things, and I might just be scratching my head. So we force the physics hitboxes to teleport to the new coordinates. New transform, state transform, new transform origin. The origin position is a throwing starting position. State.transform, new transform. It seems redundant, but it's really important. Wipe the engine's memory of bouncing stuff. We've done this a few times. State linear velocity, vector 2-0. State angular velocity, 0.0. And then we apply a shove to the physics state, which is apply central impulse. This thing gave me so much trouble in Unreal trying to add impulses. It would like crash the physics in my zombies game. This was like what made me stop messing with zombies in Unreal, was the physics were so freaking broken. And whenever I'm playing a modern game that uses Unreal, I see the same bugs. That I had in my zombies game, and guess what? They published them as a AAA game, dude. So annoying. But we just go throw aim times throw power plus throw velocity. And we can mess with the throw power whenever. And now the actual fun part. We can show off what we got so far. It's nothing, right? This is less than nothing. But it is... What? Tails again? Alright, I dropped it, but it was heads. Ah! So you can kind of see, like, if I let go, you kind of skid to a stop. I haven't really worked on... I'm just using my snake squares and stuff, but if we go pick up the ball, whoa! Now it's on the side of us. So if I don't move at all, it's gonna pass the ball up off the wall. Whoa! Look back at the wall, back at me. The ball at the wall, back at me. And now if we're moving in a direction and I kind of let go, we skidded to a stop, but we still shot it up because we skidded. But if we're moving in a direction, we can throw the ball in that direction. And this actually got me thinking, wouldn't this be more fun than if we actually added out of bounds to the basket, like to the basketball? It would make for a lot more passing based stuff. And yeah. So you saw right there, we were on the timeout where we couldn't grab the ball. So that's like why I have to try to figure out. And you can also see the ball's pushing us back when we grab it. In terms of basketball, that makes sense to me. Like, you grab the ball, you kind of take a step back, but we gotta fix that. But yeah, the ball was just teleporting. Like, whenever the physics would freeze, it would take like the old position, or it was even using the player's spawn position at some times and just launching the ball like from random places. And so this was ecstasy to me to see it actually working. It's why I love this stuff, because it's obviously I don't love spending 3 hours working on something that should take 10 minutes, but when it does get working, it's freaking magic, dude. And so, oh, see, so this is all we have so far. And I'm just getting lost in all the ideas for what we could turn this into. I'm going at kind of a snail's pace on this stuff, but I'm hoping to, you know, pick up some more of it. We have the 8-way movement, so it's not just, you know, like if we can throw it like to a corner. I'm not sure why I can't, like, I can't throw it up right, but I can throw it down left. I can throw it down right. Can I throw it up left? Okay, I just can't throw it up right for some reason. All right, noted. Debugger got anything? Oh, shut up. Anyway, good work. Save. Let me just... Leo, what's new with you? Oh yeah, we're good to go. Oh, no, not that one. There we go. Now, Trivia Tuesday. And then I might also try to throw in a Balatro run at the end. We'll see. But let's give it all we got. Yeah, dude, you owe me $17,000 right now. Like, we're not running it back. 5-letter word. Go. Shell. Fine. We'll do shell. Oh, okay. So let's go. What could this be? So there's an L and an S. Only one L. Let's try to get a guess with some letters in it. Like, let's go like lines. Oh no, there's no E. No, plus is only 4. No, Flint doesn't have an S. But do I have you? Oh, we also got the H out of the way. That's good. It doesn't start with an S. So maybe it's something like oh man. Like dang. Like no, there's no E. Oh, so it can't be ES at the end. It could be IL, something IL. Tonsil is 6. Shut up. Bosnia? You haven't been to Bosnia, son? No. I don't know. My mind always defaults to dolls for some reason on these. No, it's not trial. You know what? I'm just gonna do trial to get the vowels out. I don't mind burning a guess. Okay, there's an A. L doesn't go there. There's an S. How about L-A... Lamb. What about lambs? Okay. L doesn't go there. So the L has to be here. So what about like... Oh no. It's all falling apart. We can't reset the video, dude. Shut up. Can't. Fine, you're right. Alright. $34,000 heads or tails? What do you want? Tails? Head. No, it doesn't end with S. What about flask? Okay. Well, I mean, it's gotta be like... It's not class. It can't be class. It can't end... It could be slash. No, because it can't start with an S. It could be something lash, like... Lash. Could it be clash? No, it's not an H. There's no H. Lasp. Lazin. Laza. Lazo. Plazo. Glasp. Glasp. Alaska. Lasso. Lazy, Lazzy, Flazzy, Slazzy, Lazin. Wait, we already... Like, it's definitely not. It's not two S's, not two L's. It could be two A's. Yeah, glass, glasp, glassed, glazul. Like, I'm tempted because it can't be glass. Glasp isn't a word. Like, grasp would be a good one. Alast. There's no T. Plask. Plasg. Plazu. Plazo. Plazzy. Plazzy. Plazed. I'm pretty stumped. We can get it though. We can get it. Olaz. Olaz. All right, I'm gonna burn a guess using letters that I think could be there. Like P O. No. Like, what if it is a lasso? No, it can't be. I feel like it's plaz. It's not plays. It's not plazy. Plazo. Plaz. I want to get something with the A at the front. So maybe... No. Like, it could be P, G, D. No. C. Dude, I don't know. This is so weird. Correct. I don't think there's an N. I don't think there could be an N. There can't really be a J. There could be an O somewhere. I just... There can't be a Q. There can't be a Z. There can't be an X. There could be a V. Like Vlaz. No. There's got to be like GP. Hoggy. No. I'm just gonna do doggy to see if any of these are in there. Nope. Shit. Sorry. Oh. Clasp. Is clasp a word? I feel like it's not. What is clasp? What? Oh, let's go. Hold on. What is clasp? A metal fastener. If you say so. Alright. Got it on the last one. I don't know what a clasp is. Alright, connections. Wind kite. Arrow. Yo-yo rocket. Pickle. Scale. Jam. Balloon. Hot water. Teabag. Oh wait, kite, wind, lightning, key. Is this trying to trip me up? Oh! Kite, key, lightning. Oh wait, I wasn't one away. Tone, pitch, scale, key. Yeah. We're in a jam. We're in a bind. We're in hot water. We're in a pickle. Okay. Kite, wind, balloon, rocket, things that are in the air. Oh. Yo-yo, kite. Like kite, balloon. Like kite, yo-yo, balloon. But that wasn't one away. Things on strings. Kite, yo-yo, teabag, arrow? Oh! Like yo-yo's on a string, kites on a string, teabags on a string. I guess arrow gets shot from a string. Like lightning, rocket, wind. Kite, oh, because balloon's on a string. Ah, and then arrow, wind, lightning, rocket, things that are fast, right? Yeah! Last try on both. Let's go. Alright. Now we gotta try to guess the movie. Guinness World Record holder for most uses of the word virgin per minute in a family movie. Would this be like We're the Millers? Maybe? No. In a family movie. What family movie would say virgin? Maybe like a religious movie? Here, wait. Give me another. The The first time in recorded history that daylight savings has been good for something. What does that even mean? Give me another one. This film invented Halloween. Dude, I have no idea. Give me another one. I will put a spell on anyone who doesn't like this cultural phenomenon. Like, I'm just gonna say Hotel Transylvania. I never saw it. No. Sure. Within the first 5 minutes, little girls murdered, a boy is violently turned into an animal, and 3 women are literally hanged till death. Talk about spooky family fun. I have no idea. What was the 50 million box office? Dude, the way it revolves around a high school boy being a virgin and they don't let you forget it. Like, I have no idea. Can I give up? Like, what is it? Hocus Pocus, dude. That was before my time. I'm sure that makes sense to somebody, but like, holy. All right, where are we at? 47 minutes. All right, we'll try to work this in. All right. Yeah, like we could do some achievement hunting, but I'd rather. So last week we did trying to turn everything in the checker deck into diamonds. That was fun. Gave me an excuse to play flushes, I guess. But I think what would actually be a good challenge is trying to do golden needle. I think this is the hardest challenge in the game. I've beaten jokerless. I've beaten it with straights. I've beaten it with 4 of a kind. I've beaten it with flushes. The key is purple seals and blue seals. Blue seals mainly. If you can like steal some blue seals and get like, I don't know. I feel like every run I've won, I've deathed up to like 3 or 4 blue seals in my deck just so I'm drawing them more. And then you just scale through planets. You get some glass. It's not that bad. It's mostly hard to get off the ground because like you want to rip standard packs to get those seals, but and spectral packs obviously. But so the thing with this, you get 1 hand every round. You get 6 discards. You start with $10, but every discard costs $1. I just think it's the hardest one in the game because you can get something like the water where you get no discards. It should be banned, dude. It should be banned from the game. So this doesn't win. I know that doesn't win. There we go. I was gonna try to like figure out some sort of Balatro Nuzlocke to do, but I feel like this would just be a good challenge. 10 molt on 2 pair. No, thank you. That I mean, we're gonna die. Like we're actually gonna die. So I'll take you. All right, we gotta make 4 of a kind. I guess we could make a straight flush. 9, 10, jack. Oh, we need the queen. Please. Don't kill me yet. Okay, well, that also does the trick. All right, we're at negative $2. Not great, but we do have credit cards, so we can go into debt. 100 chips on a straight. Oh, the idle. That's gonna be impossible. I don't want to say I'm giving up, but I'm holding R on that one. that just wasn't a good start. I think this is one of those that, like, I feel like you could streak in, like, I want to try to get a streak on Jokerless, like even 2. I feel like it's pretty doable, but this is one where I feel like you can't. Supernova has no time to build, so I don't think that's a good one. I mean, okay, that's like, it's something, and every time you skip a pack, you get that. What's our $5? That's okay. All right, we'll just play this next one. We got 3 extra molt. Please. Okay. I kind of regret taking red card, but it can be good. 80 chips on a flush. I mean, I don't want to play flushes, but, like, we'll take it. I don't really care about the voucher right now. We have so many discards anyway. Okay. We're in trouble. We can do this, though. Blackboard. Now we're talking. So it's interesting because I do have to sacrifice red card. Okay, I think we buy both of these. If I get something with clubs. All right, that's a skip. Open. That's a skip. All right, so we want to discard 5s. And probably play flushes. Still, sadly. There's $5. This should win. Okay. You're at 9. That's not bad. Okay, I mean, you can't really build it, though. Okay, so we can get a spectral and still skip. Well, this is interesting. Because we can sell you. We can set our money to 0. Brainstorm, and then we can skip. Oh my god. Dude, we've got a stew. And then I hate to open a big pack like this, but skip. So now we have 30 molt. I mean, that's pretty good. Okay. So we probably want to cut red cards out of our deck. And I'm not just going to use a hangman on nothing. Well, no, it's fine. We clear this easy. The only problem with Brainstorm is we have flat molt, so it doesn't really work with you. Okay, that's interesting, but we're gonna be burning through everything. I don't know the answer. I don't got the answers. All right. You two, goodbye. Skip. Open. Temperance might be necessary because we're already clearing this. I'd love that voucher, but we just can't right now. Parts are debuffed. Okay. Now, obviously, flushes don't really work with blackboard, but I'm hoping we can get the flat mult high enough and get, like, a decent chip joker. Like, if Stuntman wanted to show up, that'd be freaking amazing. You're something. What do we have? That's fine. We should buy... We definitely need that, because if we get the, Ooh! I'm taking that. We're skipping. We're definitely going to need this, because if we get the water, we're probably dead on sight, unless we have Stuntman. So, this might be a good test for blackboard. Nope, never mind. We should be fine, though. This guy's what we're keeping in our back pocket if we can somehow... Oh, dude. Whatever. Whatever. Banana is something. Like, I'd love to sell some stuff. Like, we are still playing flushes. I think it's just a skip. And we gotta try to save some money. What, rerolls? No, no, thank you. So let's... Oh, this is not ideal. Let's try to play a red flush. Okay, this will be a test of our blackboard power right now. Alright, yeah, that was like 22,000. So we can't buy the voucher. Well, you live and learn. Face cards are drawn face down. See if I care. That's rude. Alright, blackboard's not going to hit, but we don't need it right now. I want to dump Crafty. The pants, I mean, that's just a joke. What's our boss? Extra large blind, and then what's our skip? High card by 3 levels. I think we should skip for that. So let's save. We're going to upgrade high card by 3 levels. And now we still want to play a flush, but like... Am I crazy for thinking this wins? Because it's going to be 45 times 54, 58. So it's going to be 58 times. So it's going to be 168 times 45. Hold on a second. I just need to see if we can get away with this. There we go. So it's going to be 45 times 168. So we should clear this. Unless I did a miscalculation, this should clear. Okay, it was more than that. You're a joke. You're a joke to me right now. So we have the extra large blind, though, is the thing. So we got to make more stuff clubs. That's not helpful. That's not helpful in the slightest. I mean, that's an easy skip. So we can only clear this. Okay, I know how to do this. We need a red flush. Perfect. All right, we should clear this. Okay. Bowl, that's just insulting. All right, what are our skips? 25 bucks. I mean, if we can. All right, I think I know what we have to do. I mean, that's something, but it doesn't work with Blackboard. So we're gonna do this one and then skip for this one to hopefully get our money up. High Priestess. It's something. Probably sell that one. Dump it. Dump it. Dude. Thank you. Probably didn't have to do that, but oh my gosh. What the hell? Can't afford anything. Okay, so we're gonna skip for 25 bucks. Cards drawn face down after each hand played. I think that will be manageable. Perfect. Okay. This is somehow working right now. We're going to be at $5 whole, dude. $10. Oh my goodness. I don't need a discard, dude. I need... Okay, this will let us grab a planet at least. What's our boss? 15 bucks. I don't think we're clearing it, though. I'm just setting up for if we can somehow transition to high card. That's a skip. We need another Joker, though. Like, this would be really good. I think we're fine. So we want to play a red flush. Right? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Dude. Okay. It's not the game's fault. It's my fault. Crafty Joker. You gotta go at some point. Odd Todd. Is something. An incremental Joker. I mean, that's just... Alright, so we're looking to change stuff. There we go. Change stuff to spades. I know we missed an increment. It's a skip. So what do we get? A Mega Buffoon? No. Please. 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 Okay. We almost just died. Oh. Dude, this challenge is ruthless. But we're like one half-decent Joker away from... Like... I think we just go next. So we haven't upgraded flush at all, thankfully. Pull this card. Please don't do this to me. Okay. Haven't upgraded flush. Wow. Okay. +1 hands, dude. Like, the chips could become relevant. What do we have? Face cards are debuffed? Yeah, let me reroll the boss twice. How much do we need right now? 35K. $50 chips would go a long way right now. You're already at 45. You know what? I'm taking you. I might regret that. This should be pretty strong. 56K, not as strong as I was hoping. Cartomancer, why? Oh, the mega. Okay, now we're in danger. Like, this is very dangerous territory because I can't really afford to do that. Like, I think we die. Like, I think we're dead. Unless we draw that 9. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. We're dead. This is our only hope. Oh, dude, we're so dead. Yeah. No, dude. It was going so well. All right. I'd love to run it back. We got to ante 7 on that one. I hate red card. Like, we had brainstorm. Like, maybe we could have copied. I don't know. But thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone has a good Tuesday. At least we got the Wordle and connections. And man, screw Hocus Pocus and the Golden Needle.